Hi guys! Yay! It's Friday, and of course, few days to Christmas, and yes, few days to the winter holiday as well. I am so excited. I'm sure you are as well. It's your girl again, Bolatito Fatoki, the founder of Spedeveryday. Are you watching me for the first time today? Oh, welcome to my YouTube channel. Spedeveryday is that beautiful platform where we talk about supporting our individuals with exceptionalities, our individuals with special education needs. Yes, how do we support them? By advocacy, meaning we're advocating for them, creating awareness, and also teaching and learning about behavior intervention, academics, how to teach them to get along with others, maintaining an inclusive, how to maintain an inclusive community, an inclusive society in the school, at home, in your religious organizations, and as well on how parents can manage themselves emotionally when they have a child with special education needs. Guys, it can really be overwhelming. But at Spedeveryday, we are here to work with you to make it all very seamless. Over in the past weeks, I've been talking both in Yoruba and English about creating and maintaining an inclusive environment. How inclusion is very important, how it can bring our community to a level of accepting everybody without judgment or without neglect or without, throwing things away. I mean, when you throw people away, when you just feel like they're not part of the community, they're not part of the society. Just imagine, just picture if that was you or your family or your friend or someone close to you. We've been talking about inclusion, yes, in the past few weeks. I've spoken about inclusion at home, inclusion in the community, how educators can help, how families and friends can help as well. And of course, in the past, I focused on how parents can get help from family members, what should be discussed, how they can maintain the relationship with their child and let them know what's going on and how those kids can help themselves. Is inclusion only for those that are trying to support our individuals with exceptionalities? No. Do we have to do some other things to support our individuals? Those people we really want to support, do we have to teach them skills that would help inclusion easy for those that are trying to support? Yes. In the next few weeks, I'll be talking on social skills that is very focused on getting along. I'm sure you'll be like, getting along, everybody can get along. That's what you think. Just saying hi or maintaining an eye contact, it can be very difficult to some people. You just be like, oh, he's shy, she's shy. This is it. It may be just that little extra push to be able to say hi or meet a new person. So imagine if someone is trying their very best to include your child in the community or at school, but they're not getting that or receiving that feedback or that, acceptance from the child. It may be very difficult for them to tag along or to help as well. So here at Spedeveryday, I'll be focusing on how you can help your kids to get along with others, how you can help your children to be able to do things that on a normal day they won't do, to accept others into their space as well, to be able to relate with new people, to meet new friends, strategies that you can use, interventions that you can use to support your children that will prepare them for the world at large. It can be very difficult, trying to assist a child with special education needs, especially our children with autism. Most times they pull back, most times they move back from you. Or is there our children with emotional disturbance? Sometimes they see it like everybody coming to them is trying to hurt them, or anybody trying to talk to them is trying to get too much information, and that can trigger them. But how do we maintain that? How do we let them understand that, no, this person is here to support you, and this is how you're going to act or behave when they come near you? Today, I'll touch briefly on helping your child to know, to say hi to other people, or just a quick greeting to people when they say hi to them. And I'll also talk about meeting new people, how to relate. And one thing is that you do not want to assume that your child knows. A guest walks into your house. Some guests can be like, oh, he didn't say hi to me, But we have to set that expectation, already with our child. Sometimes they will do it, sometimes they won't do it. But it's always best to teach the strategy and to set expectation. I always tell people, how can we do this in the best way? You need to first relate with your child one-on-one at home. Practice makes perfect then. And when you do this, you have to do it with consistency. So I'll say first, you want to try. Walk with your child. Maybe, oh, come on, walk by me. You're walking with your child. You want to let your child look at you and see what you're doing. Maybe you're walking at the park or in church or in a public place. And because you want to teach that strategy, you want your child to notice. You can even plan with a friend or a family member that I'm going to see you. Then you let your child know. We're going to see auntie, we're going to see uncle, and just watch how I'm going to say hi to uncle. It's something you can practice among family members, that a child would easily warm up to. And so when we do this, we want to say, walk by me, or people walk by, and then make sure you put on a smile on your face because you want your child to do that as well. You can start with, try and mimic what I do. Look at me and just do, what did I do? What did mommy do? Mommy just smiled. Why did mommy smile? Mommy smiled because she saw uncle. And uncle is not a stranger because we also want to be able to draw the line to be sure that they are not doing this with everybody. And we need to first explain, these are the people in your life that I want you to warm up to or to smile or to say hi to when they come into our homes. They may be there to support you, or they can be there when I'm not there to support you, or they may, just let them know the role that person is going to be playing in their life. And then it is always nice to be nice to others by saying hi to them first. Then when people smile at you, what do you do back? You respond with a smile. Uncle smiles, then you smile. Or when they say hi to you, what do? You say hi back to them. How are you? Teach them the response. Most times you just believe or you just assume that, oh, because I said hi, automatically my child will say hi back. Not every child is able to understand or know what to say in response. So practice and let them know what you want them to say or how you want them to relate to others, especially family members when they're around. You just want to make sure that you teach that expectation. And I always tell parents, when you're trying to teach this expectation, you have to do it yourself. So don't just assume because you know how to do it. Sometimes, we just let it slide because it's usual, it's normal for us, it's our own way of life. So if we don't do it, we don't see it as an issue or a problem. But when we're teaching that to our child, then parents, educators, that is the time you have to assume that you are learning as well and you want to be so consistent with whatever thing you're teaching. Then another skill, social skill, is that when you're now teaching how your child responds back or greets back, you want to teach how to maintain eye contact. Most times, our children are not able to learn because they are not watching what we're doing. So honestly, I always want parents and educators to teach eye contact first. Sometimes, how do I teach eye contact? Sometimes because we have our autism kids that are shy. We have some kids that have behavior issues that maybe ADHD, they're just jumping around or walking around. But we want to catch that attention. Usually I am most times when I want to teach eye contact, I start with, oh, look at my lips. Okay, can you see my nose? Then my eyes. When we do that, then you go back to the child to touch your lips. The nose, okay, I can see it. Just let that child know that you're letting them, you want them to notice that you're touching something and you want them to look at it. It may not be for one day. It may take one day for some, 2 days, 3 days, 10 days, 10 months. But consistency is the power. Doing it over and over and showing them this is the way is the power. When they watch TV, I always tell parents, is it that TV time or computer time? Or play time or game time? When a child has too much things around that they're trying to do, maybe playing games, when I mean playing game, maybe card games, and then they have the computer, they are in between doing one thing or the other, and they can't focus. So when we're trying to teach the skill of eye contact, we want to ensure that whatever that child is doing at every point in time is just a single task that he or she can handle. If they're eating on the table as family, you want to make sure that that is not the time to hold the tablets. Because during that period, maybe the dinner time or breakfast time with the family or lunch, you can still teach that skill. Pick up the chicken, take the vegetables. When you're trying to, eye contact is not just looking in my eyes to talk to me. It can also be like taking things out of the plate. So imagine we're trying to teach inclusion. We're trying to get people to understand that inclusion is the way to live. And then remember that these kids we are teaching we're trying to include too, or we're getting people to support and include in the society. We need to let them know that this is how the society works as well. So you want to be in the restaurant and you want your child to know that I have to look at my meal. I have to look at the menu. I have to look at what I'm trying to order, so that it can be easy for both sides. So again, when teaching eye contact, remember, just maintaining eye contact is not just for me looking at you to talk to you. It can be for me to be able to do other activities. It can be for TV. It can be for computer, the tablet, the game. I just want you to look into what we're doing right now. It can be cooking. Remember, one day you're not going to be there. And your child may just want to put the noodles in the microwave. We need to let them understand that everything we do, we have to look. And how can we do it? Like I said, being consistent and keep doing it over and over again. And when you're doing it, make sure your child is around you. I always tell parents of, especially mostly teenagers with special education needs, that you want to make sure that your kids are around you in the kitchen area if they can. If they're physically able to do that, make sure they're around you. Let them see how you're doing it. They may not do it as perfect. They may not try it as perfect. But one day when we're not there, it may be just taking a slice of bread and putting butter on it. So very, very important social skills in getting along, not just with yourself, but with others. You need to learn how to say hi to people. You need to learn how to maintain eye contact with whatever thing you're doing. And I can assure you, friends, family, subscribers, this is just the beginning of the social skills in getting along. I got a lot of them, and even when I was researching and looking at them, like, oh, I never even knew this could be difficult or hard for some people. But yes, sometimes it's easy for us, and a lot of times it's not easy for our children or individuals with special needs, education needs, or exceptionalities. But here at Spedeveryday, I am going to make it so seamless for us to be able to assist and support our individuals with exceptionalities. It's Friday, guys. I'm going to leave you all to go enjoy your weekend. And again, I'll see you next week at Spedeveryday. Are you ready for that Christmas shopping? You doing it already? Yes! Anyways, I need to zoom out now and go get into Christmas decorations, gift wrapping, and all that. I wish you a wonderful weekend and see you next week. Again, it's your girl, Bola Tito Fatoki at Spedeveryday. Adios.